All right, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so I want to start this thing off by talking about exotic ciphers. We're going to cover a few things in this video. Exotic ciphers, golf balls, basketballs. You call them what they are called: ascendant shards, exotic ciphers, ascendant alloys. Tell you about these things, tell you about these golf balls, tell you about these basketballs. All right, you maxed out on these. Stop being maxed out on these. If you play 3 characters, you can get 3 a week. Talking to Zer, using them. Stay using them. What are they used for? That's what some people want to know. That's probably why you maxed out. You don't know what it's for, what they've been used for. You may be new, right? You may have gear like this, may be new. You max it out, you don't use an exotic cipher. That's cool. But if you got an old piece of gear, right? If you got an old piece of gear, all right, and you maxing it out. Let's go to one that's close to maxed out. Let's go to this Caliban's hand. That's maxed out. Let's go. Arthur's embrace. There we go. So, if you take an older piece of gear, use an exotic cipher, it will open up the next area of it, right? So you use it, and you get that artifice slot. So, I'm thinking this is going to be for later too, when they rework exotics and the tiers and all that stuff like that. So that's for one, what you can use it for. Don't leave yet, because you still don't know what to use them all for. Because if you don't got old gear and you're new to the game, you're gonna be like, well, that information is useless. It's completely useless to me. I don't know what else I could use it for. All right, so we're gonna go over to the Monument of Lost Light. Now, the Monument of Lost Light is where you can also use exotic ciphers. You're going to use exotic ciphers heavily in the Monument of Lost Light. If you don't have some of the stuff, it's going to ask you, right? It's going to ask you, or it's going to ask you for an exotic cipher to pick up one of these things. You're going to need a little bit of glimmer. You're going to need an exotic cipher. You get these things. Now, if it's raid related, you're gonna need some spoils of conquest, right? So I don't got no spoils of conquest to use here to get this, so I can't get it. I got the exotic cipher, I got the glimmer, I ain't got no spoils of conquest. Ain't no one raiding right now. I haven't raided in a long time, but we don't talk about it. Also, Rahool. Rahool's going to be another place where you are going to use exotic ciphers. If you have exotic engrams, you're going to come over here, and there's different ways to use Rahool, right? You saw it change. You saw it. I clicked the button. Ascendant shards on this side, focus decoded engram, extreme precision. Exotic focus engram, extreme precision. Looks the same, but it's different. You see what changed? Can you notice in the pictures what changed? Point out one difference that has changed. If you guess the memora, if you guess that, you're correct. That is what changed. This is new. This is new. This is old new. Right? So you go back in the past, you're gonna need an exotic cipher. You staying up to date, it's not gonna cost you all that. Back in the past, up to date. All right, so I went over that. Now you come inside of here. This is some like randomness, like kind of like it's random, but it like kind of narrows it down. I want to say it's on the knockout list. Don't quote me on that. If it ain't on the knockout list, leave that in the comment section below. But specifically, if you want something from that season, then you want to go in here and specifically target that. If you're trying to catch up, right? And it's not going to cost you an exotic cipher. It's going to cost you some prisms. So you may be thinking, okay, so where do I get prisms and stuff? All right, so sorry about that. Had some coffee. Now we're gonna go into his services. This is where you're gonna get all the stuff, all of it, most of it, a good chunk of it. If you need prisms, they here, right here. Material exchange. I'll start over. All right. So Rahool, approach him. Dismiss this. Services. He provides services. Come over here, get you some prisms. You were like, where do I get an enhancement course from? Well, you got to play the game for that. So that's one part. Ascendant shards cost prisms, so you can see the escalation. It's prisms to shards. right? So prisms to golf balls. And then we have basketballs, Ascendant alloys. This is going to also cost enhancement prisms. Well, you may be thinking, well, that's too many enhancement prisms. That's too many enhancement prisms. I don't got that many enhancement prisms. Are you getting your special orders? That's what I'd ask you. Are you getting those? Every week. You have 3 uses, I want to say, from each. So that, you can get that, you get that, you get that. A little bit of a discount. A little bit. But you do get that. Now, get your special orders every week. I don't think you can go on every character and do this, but you can do it at least once a week. At least. This is as long as you got money, he gonna give you stuff. You know, you come with that money, you come with what he want, then enhancement cores, prisms, basketballs. You get it. All right. So he is the one that's gonna get you all. Okay, so what am I using Ascendant shards for? All right, so we just saw his material exchange takes Ascendant shards. When you're leveling up your exotics, those are going to take Ascendant shards, right? So let's go over this. Let's go through this. That's already level 10. I ain't doing that. Let's go back to Capri's. I must love Capri's. It's already maxed out. Oath Keepers. All right, so we go in here. We start leveling stuff up. We're going to be using Glimmer for a little bit. This is an older piece of gear. This is I need you to know that this is an older piece of gear, so it's taking a lot. It's going up to 10. You see it's costing me prisms now. You see it's costing me more prisms, and then it's going to want those shards, like a lot of them. Like a lot of them, right? 3. So ain't cheap. So three golf balls is worth 30 shards. So we get that all day. We get that. Then we use a Cypher to enhance it further, right? So even though it's coded in the game bonus wise, like bonus wise, that is a tier 5. It's giving you that tier 5 resistance. It's giving you that tier 5 damage if you had a weapon, if you had the armor piece. What am I talking about? These bonuses I'm talking about in this area down here for the bonuses. But here's the difference to let you know that right out the gate, it's not a tier 5. It's not. Because people who know about this energy. This energy level here says that it's tier 3 below. It's not as good as it can be. The stats tell you that it's tier 3 and below, right? Because if we look at the tier system and we look over here at this area, tiers only fall in between, tier 3 falls in between 64 and 69. Most of the new exotic gear falls between that range, 64 to 69. You can see it in real time. It's giving you benefits of 5, but really it's a 3, right? It's like, you know, it's like that. I don't even want to say it. If you know what I'm talking about, that it's giving you the illusion that it looks good when it actually don't. Right? It's all shiny and stuff. It's next to a whole bunch of other things that look good, and then it's giving you some good bonuses, but it's actually a 3 when it's not a 5. Okay, so what else are we using Ascendant shards and golf balls for? Ascendant shards, golf balls, the basketballs, the Ascendant alloys. Ascendant alloys come over here, and when you enhance stuff, it's going to be asking for Ascendant alloy when you get into this new system. And when you get into the new system and starts asking for the Ascendant alloy, that's where you're going to start spending those to enhance certain things. Now, I'm going to mass work this out. This didn't ask for any of that. But when you go into crafted gear and you go into the workbench over there on Mars and you want to try to level this thing up, get it to not level it up, but enhance its perks, and you craft that thing at the end, it's going to ask you for 2 basketballs, I want to say. 2 Ascendant alloys. It's going to ask you for 2 of those. Now, what does this mean? It means that crafting, for now, ain't dead, but I feel like they got something coming down the pipeline. How many times have you heard that something's coming down the pipeline? But that's what you're going to be using Ascendant alloys for. Now, if you aren't enhancing the stuff that you're using, if you ain't enhancing it, if you ain't leveling it up, if you ain't masterworking it, if you ain't getting it to the max, and you using it, you're sitting on wasted materials. You're not doing what you could be doing with it. That makes sense. So if you're not utilizing your Ascendant shards, exotic ciphers, and your Ascendant alloys, you're just holding on to them for no reason. So where's another place that you can get the golf balls, the Ascendant shards, right? We'll show you another place. So when we come over here to Xur, comes Friday reset. He comes Friday reset, leaves Tuesday reset. He stays for a very long time. He stays for such a long time that it's not an excuse that I missed Xur. He came for the weekend and I missed him. He arrived on Friday, left on Tuesday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday reset, right? So you have before reset to get in here. Now, Xenology. Xenology can be done on all three characters. You want to pick this up from Xur if you do play three characters. And even if you're not playing that character at this time, the quest rolls over. He stays up on it. He keeps that. And when you use an exotic cipher, you're going to turn in, you're going to play the game, right? I know. You're going to play the game, right? Game's boring, whatever, you know. You want to know what to do with these materials. Cash it in. Xenology gives you an exotic cipher. So you're going to get this exotic cipher, and you can pick up the other quests from Xur with every character. Like, again, if you don't have it. So, also, look at here. He has an Ascendant shard, but he only has the one for, like, that weekend. So you already claimed that. And then you get these. Well, I don't need those. I got a bunch of those. What else you doing with strange coins? So go ahead and get those. Go ahead and get those. And you don't want to be that guy without the raid banners. You can pick those up too. You don't need the glimmer. You get plenty of glimmer if you play the game. Now, favor of the 9, pick that up on all three characters just in case you play that. You spend the coins, you get the favor of the 9, gives you more strange coins. I wish we could stack up more strange coins, but I'm going to show you need to spend those. You're going to need to spend the strange coins over here. Now, you're going to want to, now when you start doing this, you're going to be like, man, I wish I had more strange coins. Because if you don't have, right, let's look at it real time. Let's look at it. If you don't have all these patterns and catalysts aside from raid stuff, if you don't got the raid red borders, that means you don't raid. So, or you don't raid enough. That's fine. That's where you at. That's fine. Just leave that alone. Now, other stuff that you may need to acquire, such as kept confidence, targeted redaction, round robin, stuff like that. Stuff that's kind of old. Stuff that's kind of old that you can't really get. Round robin, those patterns, Neo Muna. I know you want to go back to Neo Muna. I can feel it. I can feel it on the other side of the screen. You want to go back there. But some of the best weapons in the game are still craftable weapons at this time. They're still good. And a lot, like, they're not featured. That's fine. Because some people want to play however they want to play. That's fine. The weapon patterns for the Pale Heart can still be got. You can still level up Ghosts, get that red pattern once a week. You know, you got to go back into the Pale Heart, play that. But if you come over to Xur, this is what I'm alluding to. If it feels like I'm rambling to you, but I got to give you all the information so that you know this. So you know. Come over to the Strange Weapon Engram. Not to be mistaken for the Strange Gift. If you want a Strange Gift, he going to give it to you. He going to give you a blue. You probably ain't seen a blue in a long time. He'll show you a blue. Come over here, start cashing out. Right, make sure your postmaster good, or you got space in your inventory. You want to cash these out. If you're trying to just burn through some of these strange tokens, you want to pick up some more. He can eventually drop a red border. I don't think I'm going to get a red border out of this. I have a lot of the crafted weapons, and it's kind of random. But if you are up on it and you got a bunch of them and you don't know what to do with it, just come over here and just start spending some strange coins. Strange coins. And then when you don't need it, go in here and delete it. That's it. Bada bing, bada boom. So we come in here, we don't need it, we delete it. Get a little bit of glimmer for that. You know, we spend something strange, got a little change. Right? He may give you something that you need. He may give you something that you want. Something that you can extract from. A red border. But again, they strange coins. You get them for free. You're playing the game. You're gonna get them in. You're gonna get them in. It's hard to access the portal on controller with one hand. The seasonal hub. Come down here. Strange coins. Strange coins. Every week. Every week. So Solstice. I don't think Solstice gave it out. Yep. Look, Solstice gave them out. Strange coins. Strange coins. So coming back. I don't get what that means. Like I didn't requires rewards pass. I don't get what that means. Anyway, sorry about that. Strange coins are everywhere. Let's go over here. Rewards pass. Strange coins. Strange coins. Strange coins. They're everywhere. They just kind of plugged them in. Just it's exactly 7. And that's how much that strange favor costs. 7. So Bungie clearly knew what they were doing, or they just really liked the number 7 and it all kind of just worked out. If you don't think that they know what they're doing, it did work out for this to be 7 and then for it to go towards what it's going to go towards. So if you needed to know where to get it, where to spend it, and how to use it, then this is where you're going to do it. Again, strange coins. All this stuff costs strange coins. We already know about the ghost thing, right? The ghost thing. I'll show you real quick before we kind of wrap this up, because this video is longer than expected for materials. So we're going to look at speed loader slacks, because that's the only thing that's going to basically change when I do this. So I'll come over to the ghost mod. I come over here. I see this. It says brawler. I switch it to gunner. I go back in here. Speed loader slacks. Bulwark class weapons. You're going to see, well, oh, it ain't changed. So you go back to your ghost. You go back over here. Click it. Come back to Xur. Hover. Still ain't changed. Okay. Come back to the ghost. Let's change it out. We're going to hover. We're going to wait. Still bulwark. Okay. Still bulwark. Let's go back in here again. I know it's getting tedious. I don't like it either. It's getting on my nerves. I just needed to change so I could show you the example that it does change. All right, so it's not changing. I don't like that it's not changing when it's supposed to be changing. It is supposed to be changing. So it only changes once though. There we go. All right, cool. Thank you for going on this arduous journey with me. So speed loader slacks change from brawler to paragon. I don't know the exact math behind it, but I know that it does change when you click on some stuff. You saw how long it took me to get to this point, going in there to change the thing. If you want a different one, this is it. This is the way to do it. Or you can go over to Rahool, hanging out at the front, give him some materials, put in your ghost mod. I think it affects it by like a 33% chance. It should be 100%. You should be getting what you paid for, but that's not the world that we live in. You don't always get what you pay for. There's a chance you get what you pay for. Hence we play Destiny. Anyway, it did change. So strange coins, ascendant alloys. And if you're like, okay, so the ascendant alloys, I'm not going over the crafting stuff. Crafting's not real, I want to say relevant. It's not featured. I'm really big on featured gear. So, I mean, I'm sitting on 21 of these ascendant alloys. But when it comes to doing some other stuff that you probably ain't done, you're going to need, like, besides featured stuff, because it's kind of a limited pool for now, you're going to need real weapons. That's like a big deal, that you're going to need real weapons. And some of these real weapons are brand action. Talk to anybody who's got a good one. They're going to tell you it's goated. You talk to somebody who don't got it, they're gonna say it's mid, right? That's the world we live in. And if you go up against somebody who has like a Song of Iriyut and Crucible versus somebody who came out with what's that subjugation, I think that's what that thing is called, the scout rifle. It's a heavy scout, new to the season's art. It's kind of trash, it's like real trash, but it's a scout rifle. It's in here so deep I don't even know where this thing is at. That's what she said. um Simulation. You go up against somebody that's got like Song of Iryu versus someone with a simulation. Skill going to factor into win or lose, but that ray weapon's probably goated. I mean, it's probably better than this, hands down, by like all shots. So you need to use these materials. You need to go spend these strange coins you've been sitting on. Stop sitting on them. Turn in Ada's Loom Weaver stuff. There's a lot of things in this video, but hopefully you got out of it that you can get Ascendant shards, golf balls, basketballs. You can get exotic ciphers. You can get 3 a week if you play 3 classes. Use them at Zur. Use them at Rahool. Use them on your gear. Spend the strange coins. Start getting in there. Because I know you're not playing Dares of Eternity. Probably don't even know what that is. I know you're not playing Dares of Eternity over here. I guarantee it. Guarantee you not. People might even know what this is. I'm too old in the game to be talking about Dares of Eternity. So hopefully this video helped you guys out and finding out where you can find some stuff for Zur. If you want Monster Hunter stuff, then that's on my other channel, Mangumson Plays. I do Monster Hunter stuff over there. I do Remnant 2. Is it Remnant Before the Ashes? Remnant 2. Anyway, Remnant 2 over there, Monster Hunter, some other games. But the first Ascendant's on this channel as well. So like, share, and subscribe if you like any of those things. Destiny content. Go over to Mangumson Plays. Type it in, Mangumson Plays. Link may be in the description below. Probably not. I may forget. Who knows? And I will see you in the next one.